Welcome back to GAA Fan TV. This is the instant match reaction after Kilkenny have beaten Dublin at Parnell Park by 13 points. A very, very comprehensive, comfortable win for the Cats against the Dubs. And that very much does seal Kilkenny's place now in that league final. They do still have to play Waterford, I believe, in their last game, and maybe pretend on, maybe what am I saying? Maybe potentially on other results, they might be able to find themselves outside that National League hurling semi-final position, which of course is the top two in the group. I suppose first of all, though, I did want to mention the tragic death of Paul Shefflin. Absolutely tragic stuff. So yeah, my thoughts and prayers go out to his family, go out to the Shefflins, and go out to everyone who is associated there, and any Kilkenny folk or any Ballyhale folk that may just happen to watch this video. Absolutely tragic stuff right there. And my thoughts go out to him, and my thoughts go out to his family, friends, and everyone who is connected. So yeah, getting back to this game, I mean, kind of crazy going back to a game after speaking about that. But in terms of this match itself, look, Kilkenny were absolutely fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Especially in the second half. First half was bit of shadow boxing, both sides really feeling each other out, both sides trying to get into the game. There was really just both sides really just testing themselves, trying to see where they were both at. But generally speaking, as the game got on, Kilkenny really, really grew into the game. David Blanchfield, absolutely brilliant in that wing-back position, hitting 3 points in the day, just picking the players out in front of him was absolutely brilliant. Pádraig Walsh, he's been brilliant so far in the league since he's come back into the side there. He's been absolutely brilliant. 4 points today. Really getting stuck in, winning a lot of ball. Brilliant. And I think the most impressive thing about Kilkenny is, they still have TJ Reid to come back, still have Owen Cody to come back, still have Adrian Mullen to come back. And Jack Nulty, who said there, Kilkenny can never be written off. And absolutely true. They seem to always keep their standards very high in the league, even when they're rotating, even when they're bringing through players. And it's why I still think Kilkenny are the favourites for the Leinster Championship this year, in my opinion. Galway, a little bit of transition there. Wexford, a bit of transition. Dublin, for me, just, Kilkenny just have Dublin's number. Every time Dublin play Kilkenny seem to very well win the game. And even in the first half as well, I was watching the game and I was thinking, you know what? I've seen this game 100 times here. Dublin, a little bit of quality here and there, but Kilkenny always managing the game, always controlling the game, always in front. Even in the second half when Dublin started, just turned the tide a little bit. Donald Burke hit a couple of points. Ronan Hayes started having more of an influence. Danny Sutcliffe chipped away with a couple of points there as well. Kilkenny get that goal. Do you know what I mean? And they seem to step it up when they need to, and that seems to be the case. Even in last year's Leinster final, it was something similar as well, where every time Dublin looked like they had a sniff and looked like they were coming back into it, Kilkenny would just up the pace, up the ante, go down the end and do something special and cruise to the win or whatever. And especially that's what they done today. I mean, they were brilliant. Walter Walsh as well. What a servant he's been to Kilkenny down the years. What a player he is. What a hurler he is. 1-2, phenomenal stuff. Really, really well taken goal as well, which very much killed the game. Mossy Keown with a goal as well. We'll actually throw the scores up on the screen. We'll get the Kilkenny scores up there first of all, so you can see there. I mean, just so many players getting on the score sheet, so much options in attack. Mossy Keown with 1-1, Billy Ryan with 2 points, Killian Buckley with 3 points, Pádraig Walsh with 4, Tom Phelan with a point, Walter Walsh with 1-2, as we said. Alan Murphy in midfield, he deserves a special mention as well. I mean, he was fantastic in the first half, winning so much ball. 3 points as well, and Cian Kenny with a point there before he went off. David Blanchfield, as I was saying earlier, was fantastic. He scored 3 points, and Michael Kerry with 2 points. So, and the thing is with Kilkenny is, like, even when you look at Kilkenny's bench, you've James Bergen on there, you've John Donnelly who came on, James Marr who came on as well. Dara Corcoran was very impressive last year for Kilkenny. You've Niall Brazil on the bench there as well. Like, Kilkenny have a lot of options. They have a lot of options, and they may be going under the radar a little bit. Like, I feel like you can just never write Kilkenny off because of that Cody effect, because of the fact that they're always producing players. There's always young lads coming through, and they do have some of the best hurlers in the country in TJ Reid. Hugh Lawler is probably up there as one of the best fullbacks in the country. you're also looking at Owen Murphy, what a goalkeeper he is, one of the best keepers in the country as well. So, Kilkenny, you definitely can't write them off in the All-Ireland big picture, because they will be thereabouts, whether it's semi-finals. They're obviously the only team who's beaten Limerick in the, I suppose, in a significant knockout championship game in the last 4 years as well. Obviously, that was an All-Ireland semi-final. So, look, Kilkenny are going under the radar quite a bit, and I think Brian Cody be very happy with some of the so-called fringe players, you could say, who've come into the team and been very, very impressive. They really, really have. And a lot of positivity, definitely, from a Kilkenny point of view. For Dublin, yeah, look, it definitely wasn't a good day at the office in any stretch of the imagination for Dublin. I was a bit surprised they gave Hugh Lawler the man of the match on RTE, because I just don't think Dublin got good enough ball in there. Hugh Lawler done very well, don't get me wrong, and he's one of the best fullbacks in the country. But I just think Dublin's service into that full forward line was very poor, and Fergal Whiteley struggled to get in there. Obviously, you have Mella, who came in there. He's obviously a new lad who came into the team. Probably didn't take his opportunity. Danny Sutcliffe with 3 points. Donald Burke with 9 points in there as well. But just not enough in attack. Still missing a couple of players. Look, obviously, Owen O'Donnell's injury before the game is a huge loss defensively, and we definitely struggled a bit. Although there were times in the first half where I thought we'd done all right defensively, but there was definitely an element of being a little bit, just wasn't quite clicking. The touch wasn't quite there. The passing was a bit slow, a little bit sluggish, sloppy at times. But look, it is the league, and I think Dublin have done very well in the league so far. And I know, it's only the leagues, blah, 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 but I don't want to kind of go into that, because the championship is not far away, and Dublin certainly will have a lot of improvements that will need to be done by the time that championship does come around. But there are still players to come back, like Dara Gray, for example, still needs to come back in there as well. So there are players still come back into the team. Chris Crummy as well. Like, even looking at the bench as well, Jake Malone coming off the bench late on there, Colin Curry, Eamon Dillon coming off the bench. So, there's definitely still options from a Dublin point of view. Chris Crummy, obviously, he started, didn't he? Maybe he did start. There you go. I didn't even know. Maybe that tells a different story in itself as well. So, look, a lot still to be positive from a Dublin point of view. Definitely not, you don't push the panic button. And even the quality in Leinster is still there. And I think for Dublin, the main thing really is just getting into that top three. If you get into a Leinster final, it's a bonus. But I think top three for me has to be the aim. It'd be tough to see if, I think Wexford are obviously the close challengers there for that top three. I think Dublin will have enough to get past both Laois and Offaly. But you're looking at that top three, obviously, in terms of Wexford, Galway, Kilkenny. Can Dublin sneak into that? We'll see what happens. It'll be tough for them, but I do think there's a lot of quality there and still a lot of optimism from a Dublin point of view. So, yeah, full time anyways, as we were saying, Dublin 16 points, Kilkenny 223. Kilkenny very much almost certain now to get into a league semi-final, depending on obviously how they get on their last game. Different results, all the rest, but they're in a very, very strong position. And for Dublin, they're probably going to be looking for maybe a slip up elsewhere. But I do think, obviously, with one game left now, definitely the preparation will very much go into that championship, and Dublin playing Laois next weekend. So, look, we'll see what happens. I mean, Dublin could find themselves in a league semi-final. If they do, it's a bonus. If they don't, well, look, listen, we'll move on, and there'll certainly be no sleep lost. But yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap this up here. If you could leave a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Plenty of match reactions coming in the coming days, weeks and months. And yeah, make sure to head on over to the page on Instagram, Facebook, all the rest. Get over there, follow, like, do whatever you have to do. You know the drill. My name's Aaron. I'll see you all when I